Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. If you're watching this video and you want to have a positive day, you just remember that you got to speak life into yourself through positive thoughts and positive affirmations. And also taking into account that you have to go into this physical realm that we're in and physically manifest that positive day that you want with those thoughts and affirmations. Because you got to also remember that the law of attraction works where whatever energy you put into the universe is the same energy you're going to get right back out of the universe. So if you want to have a positive day, you got to get up and you got to make sure that you do whatever you can to give yourself that positive day, whether it's eliminating certain, toxic behavior, not going around certain people. You got to do what you got to do, because you can't expect to go out here, want to argue with everybody, want to beef with everybody, want to have an issue with everything, and then think you're going to have a positive day. You're going to have a miserable day. So, just remember, if you want to have a positive day, just speak life into yourself and just remember that you are in control of it and that you're the pilot of your own life. But with that being said, today's video is about OnlyFans account. Now I'm gonna throw a quick disclaimer out there, because I know there's a lot of froggy ass females that feel like every time somebody says something about them, they either hating, they mad, they always got something to say, and it's like nobody want to beef with y'all. You feel me? Nobody want to beef with y'all at all. But I do have something to say, and this has come from my honest perspective of how I view an OnlyFans account. And I'm not coming for anybody for getting how they get it. Especially during this time where the pandemic is, came off so, aggressively, and a lot of jobs were lost. If this is how you get an income and how you provide for yourself, cool. But what I'm about to say, take this into account as you do what you do. So boom. So I've been seeing a lot of support around this OnlyFans account thing from being on social media. And at first I wasn't really bothered by it because, porn been around. So porn is kind of like, like the most exclusive, not exclusive, but like the most revealing and explicit thing that I've seen. So, but my thing with OnlyFans account is different when you're watching porn stars, and it's different when you're watching someone on Facebook or someone on Instagram, or someone that like family or relative or not relative, family friend, portraying an acts on these OnlyFans account. So I feel like one thing when it comes to OnlyFans that people have to take into account is the fact that when you're doing these OnlyFans account, you also have to remember that you're not the only person who has access to the internet. So especially during this day and time where the internet is accessible by anybody on this planet, anybody has access to the content that you are putting out. So with that being said, when you have all these, younger kids who are looking at us as the example of people who they're looking up to, people who they want to be like, and they're seeing that their sister or their auntie or their mother, or their any other relative is engaging into these OnlyFans account via sexual content. I'm not saying everything on OnlyFans is sexual content, but for the most part, what I'm seeing on OnlyFans is sexual content. Now, on top of me seeing that, it also comes into play where, you have these little girls who are dressing up in these crop tops and the booty shorts, and they want to take pictures, and they want the weave, they want this color wig, and they want to grow up ahead of their time. And that's all due to the law of cause and effect, and a lot of people, I feel like, don't take into account the law of cause and effect, and the law of cause and effect is honestly as simple as, for example, like if I pick up this pencil right now and I put it on my paper and I start writing words, that's the cause of me picking up this pencil. And the effect of me doing that is the words on the paper. So I have words on this paper. That was an effect. That was caused by me picking up this pencil and me jotting down what was on my head. The effect of me jotting down what was on my head led to the thoughts I have on this paper in front of me. So that's honestly like, an example that I feel like anybody could relate to, anybody could put into perspective. But boom, back to the point. So when you have OnlyFans account and you have all these younger girls who, who is honestly, some of them's growing up in financially unstable households. They don't feel loved by their parents. They get treated poorly, and they come on Facebook, for example, or they come on Instagram, and they see, oh, this girl is getting all this attention from a man, and all she got to do is, dress up in this and show off her body, and basically be a stripper. If you have an OnlyFans account, you might as well just be a fucking stripper. Mostly probably are strippers anyway. But that's not even besides the point. The point is, when you show these young women that this is a lifestyle that they have an option of having, what do you think is going to happen in future generations? You got to think of the cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. Like, if you decide that you want to have an OnlyFans account because you realize it's an easy way to get money, you have a bunch of dudes just giving you attention, making you feel good about yourself, and you're really not doing nothing aside from dressing in lingerie and, doing very sexual and provocative acts. When you have these younger women who see things like that and they get older, they're going to want to do the exact same things. And then we see it now. You see a lot of these younger girls, they're growing up way ahead of their time. They want the weave, they want the extension, they want the acrylic nails, they want to do the makeup, and they only like 12, 13 years old. At max, 14 years old, 15 years old. And they're already being exposed to the possibility of, oh, if school becomes an issue, because school does get hard, all I gotta do is make an OnlyFans account, take a picture of my feet to send to some fucking weirdos, send a picture of my fucking hand to send to some weirdos, send a picture of my thigh and just me rubbing it just for some fucking weirdos. I gotta put on some lingerie and some, sexual type of clothing, all for some fucking weirdos. And it's like, when are females gonna admit that a lot of these young women who don't respect themselves stem from them seeing their older women who they look up to not respecting themselves by doing things such as creating an OnlyFans account and promoting and producing sexual content? You got to think about it. It's all cause and effect. All, and that you gotta keep that in mind. It's not no whatever. It's not no, oh, he chatting. It's not no, you know what you're talking about. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, because when I come on social media and I see all these, and fuck social media, when I see my little cousins and I hear her on the phone with her friends and just the way they talk and just the shit they be talking about. She's like in like 5th or 6th grade. I'm like, yo, where's y'all parents? How do y'all even know about this at this age? And if y'all do know about it at this age, who's teaching it to y'all, and what are they teaching y'all about it? A lot of these things they're learning from the fucking internet, because you have bozo ass females and you got bozo ass niggas who feel like this shit is okay. And like I said, I'm not here to shit on your occupation or how you get it how you get it. But if that's how you get it, you gotta also accept the fact that your lifestyle is also promoting a lifestyle to a younger female who feel like what you're doing is her way out of her situation. Whether it may be for love, attention, or for financial purposes, you're showing her that that's an option for her. And from now that you're showing that's an option for her, when she gets older and she starts doing the shit that you're doing, you cannot be mad, because you're gonna want to yell at her, scold her, intimidate her, antagonize her, beat her probably. And she learned all of this shit from you. So are you gonna beat yourself? Are you gonna yell at yourself? Or are you gonna take into account and take accountability of your wrong as a woman, that you expose this faulty lifestyle to, potentially expose this faulty lifestyle to a younger female? And I'm saying faulty because from a young female's perspective growing up, they don't know better. They don't know the dangers of, an OnlyFans account. They think that attention is what they need, what they want. And that's not what they want. And that's when you look at human trafficking and all these sex trafficking. You wonder like why so many young girls become victim. And you gotta think about what are they exposed to. A lot of these females don't even come from households where their mother protect them, let alone the father protect them. And they're being around all these older, predator ass pedophile weirdos, and they get themselves caught up in a bind, and next thing you know, they're in a situation that they don't want to be in. And it's simply because they put themselves on the internet not knowing the damage that it was doing to them. And that's facts. It is facts. You know how much females, 64,000 women went missing in DC. I believe this was 2 or 3 years ago alone. And that was just that year alone. Imagine from 20, let's say this decade, let's say from 2010 to 2020 so far, imagine how many have went missing. And you got to think about, why did they go missing? They probably meeting up with some dude they met, on some OnlyFans account who was messaging them, or they probably met some dude who was messaging them, who had messaged them because she posted a picture of her revealing some thigh, or it's all some whatever you want to think of. 'Cause I don't want to think about that shit right now. But and then when they post these things on the internet, and you have these dudes who's looking at it, and then you wonder why and how they're in the hands of all these predators, you gotta remember who they learned it from and where they got it from. Because if they ain't learning it from you, they're learning it from somebody. And if that's your seed, if that's your family, they shouldn't, you love them, you would not be teaching them that lifestyle. Like I said, I'm not here to shit on nobody's occupation. If you a stripper, you do you. You feel me? But the same way how being a toxic parent can negatively impact the child that they're raising, is the same way how being a stripper can negatively impact a younger girl who's looking at you thinking that's what she has to do to get what she wants, which may be attention. Well, that she thinks that's what she needs to do to achieve, or not achieve, but to live up to this faulty lifestyle, that she needs the attention from these weird pedophile sicko ass motherfuckers. She need the money from just being able to just exploit herself on the internet. And then 3, not even knowing that she's about to get herself potentially caught up in a sex trafficking or human trafficking situation. And that's just one thing you gotta just take into account. If you have an OnlyFans account and you feel like it does no harm to you, I'm not saying to you, no. But everything never happen. Everything doesn't affect you until it hits personally, or until it hits close to home, and that's with anybody. So you feel me? I guess that's what's gonna happen. I guess something like that just has to happen close to you for you to come to terms with that, or be, or admit to that. But you're gonna have to admit that when you're putting yourself out there and you're creating this OnlyFans account on the internet that so many young girls have access to, and all these young men have access to, and then you're showing these young men that, he don't have to respect a female, because like as a young man growing up, and you develop at a slower rate than a female, if you're growing up and your music is already degrading female, the men in your household is degrading females, and on TV, you see degradation of females. When you see all these females with OnlyFans account, and you see that it's easy, that you have easy access to just seeing what, truthfully, only you have access to see what someone should only see privately. You get what I'm saying? And it's like when you show a young man that at a young age, he grows up not fully appreciating or not fully understanding the divinity of a woman. And a lot of these females wonder why men can't treat them right, and wonder why this man not understand why they can't keep a man. And it's like, yo, when I'm not even giving an excuse, because a lot of these niggas is just some toxic ass, weirdo ass, over masculinated ego ass niggas. Like, shit, niggas got me fucked up. But yeah, like, when you just do shit like that, you gotta remember, like, a lot of these niggas, their masculinity is way too fucking high. Their ego is way too fucking high, and they're not gonna understand the divinity of a woman if, when they come on the internet, it's just right there. I gotta pay $5, $10, $20 just to see you shake some ass and just show some private parts, show some boobs, and twerk and probably slide on a pole, shit, fuck it. You feel me? It may not be your son, it may not be your daughter, but understand that it's not gonna affect you till it's close to home. You feel me? You wonder why all this pedophilia shit is so fucking high, why you have all these fucking men in your family touching on your daughters and molesting your daughters and doing all this weird shit, and it's like, look what they're exposed to. They're exposed to these niggas thinking their shit is okay. They're exposed to these females doing these things at a you know, being on the platform that they're on, being at an older age. They're looking at these older women thinking that shit is okay, really, and don't really know the danger that they're putting themselves in. And that's my personal take. OnlyFans account, I feel like if that's how you get it how you get it, sweetheart. But also remember that you're also opening up the door for a young lady or a young woman who's looking at you thinking that, or a young woman who's going through some type of financial struggle, who's going through, you know, neglect of love, and looking at you thinking that's her way out and thinking that's how she gotta, you know, survive. And to all you toxic ass niggas out there, it's not no excuse, it's not no pass to do what the fuck y'all been doing, regardless. So, you know, have respect for females. But females who condone this OnlyFans account shit, also just take into account that when you are making these OnlyFans account and when you are putting out this content, remember the audience that you're gonna have. It's not just people your age, it's not just niggas twice your age, it's not just, you know, people my age, it's people younger than me, it's people it's kids. It's kids who's like middle school, freshmen, sophomores in high school, don't even know their proper history, but they learning how to make fiat currency off of just shaking some ass and wearing some revealing clothing because some weirdo ass nigga just want to see that shit just to get off. Then you just wonder why all these females, or not all, excuse me, why many females grow up, you know, just being traumatized and being scarred by just the shit that they were exposed to from when they were younger. But with that being said, this is my honest opinion and take on OnlyFans account. And like I said in the disclaimer, this is not to offend anybody. This is how you get it. That's how you get it. But also take into account that you're opening up the door to a younger female who's looking up at you. And that's what I'm going to say. But with that being said, you know, have a positive day. Just keep peace and love in your heart. And I love y'all. Peace.